Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about melodies, how to kind of simply make a melody, how easy and simple it is to make a melody, and what kind of techniques that you can use to get your melodies going. So we're just going to basically start out with some chords, and then we're going to just form a melody with these chords. So without any further ado, let's just get right into it. So I am using a direct wave piano here. It's just you can find these in your packs like I always use. Let's just start out with that. And on the mixer, I have a parametric EQ and some reverb just to kind of help with the idea or the vibe of the idea. But let's go ahead and pick our key here. So let's right click here, and I want to do something like E minor. So let's go to right click on natural minor or minor natural, and then go over here to E. And we can kind of build it from here. So first thing we want to do is just go ahead and build out our chords. With our tempo being at 155, we're just going to lay down some chords here. So we'll go E minor first. Let's just go ahead and kind of variate some of these volumes here. So let's do something like this, something like that. And I'm just clicking Alt. I'm holding Alt and I'm scrolling over the note to change the velocity of those notes there. And you can see it right down here at the bottom. And then let's just copy that over, Control A, and then we'll Control B. Or you could just drag it, but highlight that and let's bring it down 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then let's take the next one and bring it over, and we're actually going to take it down 1, so or 2, 1, 2, and everything should still be in the key. You see we're all in the highlighted notes here. Something I want to do is I want to shorten some of these notes. So let's just hear what it sounds like for right now. So right here, let's change this and this. What we'll do is we'll just shorten this up like that. Then we'll take this and we'll just slide it over. And now we get we can even shorten it even some more. So we can highlight both of these. We'll hit Shift and then we'll just kind of drag it right here in the middle, and it gives us this rhythm, this pattern. And let's repeat this entire thing. So a Control, and we can Shift and drag it like this. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to take this one and we're going to go up 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to take this note here and we're going to go up 1. And now we have this. So that's going to be our chord progression that we start out with, and now we can kind of make some more variations here with the volume, because if you look down here, they're all the exact same volume and whatnot. So let's just kind of change that real quick. So once again, hold Alt and just kind of scroll over a few of them. So the next thing we're going to do is let's take some of these notes, like these bottom notes here, and we're actually going to bring them up. So highlight all of these, and let's just bring them up an octave by hitting Control and up, and that gives us this vibe here. Now the notes are a little bit closer together there. Now what we can do is kind of strum some out a little bit. I'm going to manually do it, but if you want to, you can also hit Alt S, and it's going to bring up the strummer, something like this. And it's you can kind of adjust those, but I'm going to do it myself. I like to manually do it. It's just something I like to do. It sounds more natural when I do it myself. Some of these volumes are a little too low. We can bring them up some. All right, and the next thing, this is where we're gonna come. This is where the melody is actually gonna come in at. We're not gonna add any chords to this or any notes to this right now. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna hit C, bring up our cut tool, and we're just gonna cut it in different places. So we'll pick a note that's in the chord. You can pick any note in the chord that you want. I'm just gonna pick this G here in this chord, and I'm gonna play it here or cut it here, and we get. It leads us to the next one, right? And now what we can do is kind of spice it up a little bit by doing something like this, cutting it here, and maybe cutting it here. And then let's cut it again, I say about right here. And let's see what we get. So that didn't sound good, that last cut, so let's take it out. And now we're kind of getting somewhere. So this strum is a little far. Let's take this strum in a little bit, and maybe even take this one in a little bit as well. and maybe even do a different strum here. So you can do this any way you want, whichever way feels best to you. I'm gonna cut it up in a different way. So we'll cut here and we'll cut here and see what we get. That sounds good. And do the same thing here again. We cut it up again. So let's cut the E here. And something like this, maybe something like this. And we're just kind of picking random places to cut it and just to see what it's gonna sound like. That sounded good. Let's kind of bring this in some more. It's a little off, a little too much off, should I say. Same thing here. Let's just cut it up again. So we'll cut that G once again. And something I'm hearing here is a little bit beforehand. We'll do something like this. Maybe add some extra notes there. Cut it here. Maybe cut it here. And let's cut it one more time. Or we'll cut this one more time. And we'll bring it down one note. So, or one in the scale. Yeah, now we're getting somewhere. Yeah, I like that. And then we'll do the same exact cut pattern that we have here on this one. So we'll just cut it the exact same way. We'll do this, this, and this. Just kind of give us some sort of repetition. And then we could just cut this one here and cut this one here. And that's pretty much a melody, and now we can just kind of adjust some of the volumes on some of these. Like this last one, I think is a little too loud, so let's just bring it down some, and we'll just kind of listen to it and find out where we want to cut some more of those volumes up or down. I think that sounds good. That's fair enough. And then let's just kind of fill it all out. Let's take these root notes, which this is our root note. And remember, we moved these root notes to the top. So let's just take those and then back to our root note here. Once again, at the top and at the top, let's hit shift, click on it, and then just hit control and down. And now we get it filled out like this. And we want these here to come down a little bit lower in the scale. And then let's just kind of put these a little bit more on beat. Something like that. Something like that. It doesn't have to be perfect. That's what I like about it. Like if it's too perfect, it sounds too robotic. But we want it to sound more realistic, like somebody's actually playing it. So we will keep them a little bit off beat, and we'll maybe keep some of them not all the way to the end there. You know, keep them a little short, like somebody's actually playing it. And we get this. That's basically how you build melodies with ease. You don't have to do too much. You don't have to try and add a whole bunch of notes here. And you can actually even go further by, you know, adding little grace notes in between some or under some, so it sounds like somebody's playing it. Or you can take some of them and just move them up an octave. Like for instance, how like this one, we'll move it up an octave and just hear what it sounds like. Maybe take this one up an octave as well. Take this one up. And now it just kind of gives our melody a little bit more of a sweeter feel to it, sweeter sound to it, but it just overall adds to that melody without actually having to think of too much to do to it. So one of my biggest advice to you in this video is to use that cut tool and just start cutting in different places to kind of get another melody. Thank y'all so much for watching. I hope you found this helpful, and I will see you in the next video.